I don't understand why everyone is complaining like a bunch of little toddlers who just got their apple juice stolen during nap time. It's a play. Learn how to defend it. Today we're talking about the tush push. I don't understand what people's problems are with just, pushing some tush. It's plain, it's simple, and it's an effective play in the NFL, and it's included in the rules. You can do it in the rules. So NFL, let me just pose a question to you. Where's your integrity?
Going down, integrity found.
Now, for those who don't know, the Eagles made the tush push famous in 2022, where essentially you just had Jason Kelce, Jalen Hurts, and then some other people just go ahead and just push from tush. The theory behind it was simple. Just take some and move it somewhere else, kind of like SpongeBob and the Alaskan bullworm. You gotta take the bikini bottom and you gotta move it elsewhere. This play really developed from a QB sneak, and it took probably years off of the media darling. You're gonna see him in every single commercials. Life, Jason Kelce, who is an absolute icon, obviously, but it's an almost unstoppable play. Emphasis on almost, because it only converts 81.3% of the time in their 2024 season, which, yes, that's an amazing conversion rate, but at the same time, that means 19% of the time it doesn't work. So a logical thing would be, hey, if you're playing the Eagles, why don't you just game plan to stop it? So there's been a ton of rumors surrounding, hey, is there going to be a tush push ban or not? But it really hyped up in this league meeting, although the play is run I think it's under 0.3% of the time in the NFL. So let's fast forward to this league meeting where the debates got a little bit spicy, and I believe there was almost a little bit of a scruffle going on, or tussle. I don't know. I've never been in a fight. Obviously, you can tell by looking at me. You're probably thinking, whoa, this guy is probably like an MMA stud superstar. But no, anytime I get in a fight, I get nervous. And I just avoid because I can't throw a punch for the life of me. So in order to overturn a rule, you have to have 24 out of the 32 owners vote on it. And the Green Bay Packers were the ones at the league meeting who screamed, teacher, 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 this is unfair. We can't stop it. And now you know why? Well, the Eagles absolutely cooked them just to start off the season. They weren't even in the U.S. and they still beat them. They went abroad via plane, right? You went down to Brazil, and then you won. Plain and simple. But they're screaming, teacher, 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 and I wonder why. Well, when you look at their quarterback, Jordan Love, who is a fantastic quarterback, by the way. I love Jordan Love. I think he's one of the best in the game. He can't quarterback sneak. So obviously they're going to be like, oh, the Eagles have a competitive advantage. Let's go ahead and try to stop them, which makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, it makes perfect sense for them because they want to win, but like for the rest of the league, come on. And now there are some cases for the ban. They're like, hey, there's player safety. There's been no notable injuries that happen on the tush push, but they're still claiming, hey, it's player safety. Because, I mean, look, there's a bunch of helmets. They're just clashing into each other. I get it, but you need some clear evidence if you're going to be bringing that to the table. And then you even have Matt LaFleur say that he doesn't like the play because it lacks skill. I'm sorry. When did the NFL become a beauty pageant? I mean, it lacks skill. Who cares? You know what really matters? Getting that first down. And then you know what else really matters? Getting to the end zone, getting 6 points, then having your extra point guy just put it through for you because you need to get 7. Or why not get wild? Get a 2-point conversion in there. But it doesn't matter. I'm not playing football in my head because I am part of the team because I'm very delusional to look pretty. Who cares if it looks like a rugby play? If you're looking for something pretty, why don't you go play soccer internationally? No. This is the NFL. This is tough. Get tough. And the last point is fairness. Can you believe that they are trying to ban this because they're saying, oh, it's not fair? That makes absolutely zero sense in my head. It was stated that it's unfair because the Bills and the Eagles are basically made for it and they're running the play. And okay, I hear you there, but that means when Lamar Jackson gets the ball and he scrambles whenever it's like a 3rd and 8 for a first down, that like he scrambles, runs for like 20 yards, you're saying, oh, well, actually, he's very good at that, so I don't really think that that's fair. I mean, what are we doing here? It's not like they have like magic powers and they're, conjuring up a first down. This is football. They're just moving mass. Also, they cited that the Bills are so good at it. Then explain to me why I felt like every single time Josh Allen got it in the AFC Championship game and ran to the left side that the Chiefs were able to stop him. Does that add up to you? Because if it's an unstoppable play, it makes no sense why they stuffed him, like, in my head at least 3 solid times. Then, on the other hand, this is the case for the no ban. Again, there's no medical history that's like, hey, this is definitive bad. Now, Jason Kelce does say that he basically blacks out, but, like, the guy rocks, so does it really matter that much? Then there's a case, again, that it's competitive, but like I just mentioned, why don't you just build your team if you're so concerned to either stop it or do it yourself? The Eagles' offensive line averages 338 pounds according to my Google search. You just load up the front with some big boys so you can move mass. So if you want this competitive edge, why don't you just go ahead, throw a tight end in there? I mean, we see some teams doing that anyway if you don't want to risk hurting your quarterback, your precious little one, Jordan Love. So toss a tight end in there, let him grab it, and just run for the first down. Like, it's simple. Why don't you just replicate it? Another aspect of, like, why they're saying, hey, why don't you guys just do it, is because all of the Eagles offensive coordinators, since they implemented the tush push, are not with the team anymore. They keep getting new rules. So it's like, you know how to do it. There's really no competitive advantage except, hey, build up the mass and just move it to the first down. So if they were elsewhere, why don't they just teach their current team to do it, and then they can implement it, and then they can get first downs too, or they can get stopped? I don't know. I mean, Jalen Hurts has had a new offensive coordinator like all the time. It's more like he has to deal with more contradiction and picking new things out. Basically, like when I am in the airport and I realize, oh my God, I didn't download any Netflix movies to a flight, and I have to panic download, but then the airport Wi-Fi isn't really working, and I go this one, and I'm like, oh no, wait, I want more of a biography. It makes no sense. So it's not like Jalen Hurts is out there with the same offensive coordinator, perfecting it day in and day out. Like, he's getting new people, and they're just learning how to keep running this play effectively. My overall thoughts on this is that it's absolutely outrageous. You're basically taking a huge competitive advantage that a team has built around for a very specific play, meaning like, you know what, actually you can't do this anymore because you got too good at it. Again, that's like saying, hey, you know what, when Patrick Mahomes scrambles and just throws that random first down to Travis Kelce, like, they're too good for it. Or it's just like, oh, you know what, that piece of steak that you're eating, it's just too good. You don't deserve that. Well, it makes absolutely no sense. And like, what does that tell you about competition? And also, it's not automatic play. 19% of the time it gets shut down by the Eagles, who are the most effective team running it. I imagine these percentages drop out drastically when another team is doing it as well. Again, this would not be a discussion if the Eagles didn't hand it to the Packers. And also, if they didn't win the Super Bowl, I doubt anyone would really be talking about the tush push. It would gain, it's like, oh, should it happen, should it not, like it did the past couple years. Now, since they won, people are like, oh, this is it. And it's definitely not because, like, Saquon Barkley, they built up the line, they have great receivers, Jalen Hurts is clutch, they have an incredible defense. That's not why they run. They're blaming it on this one play. Makes sense. Makes a whole lot of sense to me. Right now, the current votes are 16-16, so it's not enough to overturn. Again, to overturn the rule, it has to be 24 out of the 32 teams. Packers are revising their proposal because originally it was just for the quarterback to push across the end of the line, and now they're being like, hey, it's any player, which makes no sense because it's also an exciting play when you have a wide receiver out there, they catch the ball, and it's like, oh, they might get the first down, they might not, and then you have a big tight end coming to the back and just push them to the first down. So essentially, you're making the game less exciting. The committee is going to revisit this in May, and they better keep it, or else I'm just going to cry myself to sleep. But anyway, let me know in the comments if you think, hey, tush push, let's go ahead, let's keep it, or let's ban this bad boy. Just let the kids push some tush, plain and simple.